A 34-year-old single mom of two was closing her shift at a local diner. She was exhausted, mentally and physically, and her fingers trembled as she locked the back door. That's when she heard a faint rustle by the dumpster. She thought it was a raccoon. But when she turned on her phone flashlight, her heart skipped. Curled up beside the trash bins was a teenage boy, barely more than skin and bones. He flinched as the light hit his face. His lips cracked from the cold, and his clothes were soaked through with melting snow. Sarah didn't ask too many questions. She didn't call the police. She saw something in his eyes, something broken, something abandoned. "Hey," she whispered, taking off her coat and kneeling. "What's your name?" He hesitated. "Jacob," he said. She brought him home that night. Her kids, Lily and Max, were confused but curious. They shared their dinner, and Jacob ate like someone who hadn't seen real food in days. Sarah gave him one of Max's old hoodies, laid out a blanket on the couch, and simply said, "We'll figure this out tomorrow." But tomorrow turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Jacob was polite, quiet. He washed the dishes without being asked, walked Max to school when Sarah had early shifts. He never talked about his past. The most Sarah could gather was that he'd been in and out of foster care, and his last placement ended badly. She tried calling a few shelters, but they were full. Child services didn't offer much help. And truthfully, she didn't push it. There was something in Jacob that felt like family. Years passed. Jacob became a permanent part of the household. He called Sarah Ma by the time he turned 18. He helped Lily with her speech therapy and picked up extra shifts at the local fire department just to help pay for groceries. He had a calming presence, always patient, always listening. People in town started to whisper, "Why are you raising someone else's kid? You barely have enough of your own." But Sarah ignored them. She knew what it meant to be abandoned, to feel like a burden. And she had promised herself that no one in her house would ever feel that way. Then came the night that changed everything. Jacob was 27 by then. A paramedic. He was called to the scene of a car crash. Routine at first. A middle-aged man had suffered a heart attack behind the wheel and crashed into a street lamp. Jacob worked quickly, performing CPR until they reached the hospital. As they wheeled the man into the ER, the nurse handed Jacob the patient's file. He glanced at the name and froze. Dr. Daniel Whitmore. Jacob's hands trembled. That name, it was buried